Hi guys, this is Mattias and I'm back at it again with my newfound meta, so to speak, when it comes to these Battlefield servers. And that is to deal with base campers by, simply blowing up their bases. Alright, so I found a suitable target. Now, finding the resources to make C4 and rockets and whatnot, it is really fast on Battlefield servers, but it does take quite a while to craft it, and while crafting you lose quite a bit of performance. As far as I can tell, I think I'm losing about 10 to 20 frames per second whenever I start crafting, which when the performance is as bad as this, that is quite a lot. So whenever I decide to go for a bigger base, I need to first actually raid a smaller one and stay there for the time it takes to craft enough C4. So yeah, as you can tell by the sound, there are a couple of guys coming for me now. So one of the things that I would like you to pay attention to when I'm in combat like this is that whenever I take damage and I start bleeding, I quickly double tap on, in my case, the key 1, and that is in order to apply one of the large medkits. Now what it does is that it starts to slowly heal you, but more importantly, it stops the bleeding. And one of the greatest things about the large medkits is that you can do this really fast. Unlike the medical syringe that not only does it take a lot longer to apply, but it doesn't stop the bleeding. Now here I actually went down under the water in order to avoid being detected, because I feel that now is the time when I can actually start blowing this base up, and I'm hoping that at least for a short period of time now I'm not gonna need 3 slots for my AKs. Because this base isn't armored, I'm only using 2 C4 for each foundation. But since I've been a little bit reckless with how I used my C4, I don't have enough to blow the whole base up yet. So yeah, I considered that a relatively successful raid, and after that I took a little bit of a break. I came back, and since I realized that I was recognized by some people, I actually decided to log off and come back with a new name. Here, for the time now, I'm going to be called Wolfie. Alright, so you do need bullets in your gun in order to shoot. Alright, so after killing a couple of guys there, I'm not sure if that's actually their base, but I decided to take it out anyway. I had a little bit of C4 here in my base, but on my way over there I ran into a little bit of problems. Yeah, I really didn't see that guy right next to me, and he took me out when I was switching weapons. Now I really want to get my C4 back. So since I had a spawn nearby, I was able to get back fast enough to kill this guy. What? So as I'm sure you can tell by the fact that I couldn't loot, the server was lagging right there. And that means that as much as I was moving on my screen, for the other players I was standing completely still. And I just have to say that when it comes to the performance issues and the server lag, Rust has been absolutely terrible since the latest update. And I really hope they fix it soon, because several of my friends now, they just refuse to play it. It is actually really bad. So at least this time I could loot, and I was able to secure the C4, which, by the way, I wanted to use on this particular base, which, now that I look at it, isn't much of a base anymore. People can still spawn in there and camp it though, so I decided to take it out. Now if a wall, or like what I'm going for, the foundation is armored, it requires 3 C4 to take it out, if it is at full HP. Now, it might be worth it to take a look at the HP before you start throwing all the C4 on it, because if it has taken damage from earlier, then you might not need more than 1 or 2 C4 to blow it up. I really didn't know I was this close to dying until I looked back at the footage actually. Now, taking out this particular base wasn't all that interesting. It's already been raided, but I still didn't want people to be able to spawn in there and sit there and camp, because it's very close to where I have one of my sleeping bags that I really enjoy. It's a spawn that I really enjoy because there's a lot of action on the beach here. The next base, however, was really satisfying to take out. I'll show you this in just a moment. Yeah, after I took out that base, I kept walking, and it only took me like half a minute, and I came across this base. And of course, there's a camper there with a silenced sniper, so yeah, let's take this one out as well. I'm sure you can tell I don't have enough C4 with me to take out the whole base, but I had enough to make a little bit of a hole to see what's inside. So as you can tell, when I take a look inside here, it doesn't take that much to level this base. And I certainly don't need that many C4, but as you can tell, there was quite a number of other bases in the area, and maybe I'll show you that in another video. But this particular video is going to end with me blowing up that big base. So I hope you enjoyed this upload. My name is Mattias, and I want to thank you all for watching. Oh yeah, on a side note, I met this guy on my way to get back to that big base again, and if I can prevent anybody from placing a bunch of walls like this, then I will do so, but I guess I'm just delaying the inevitable.